everybody. You're listening to Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by Abels and Hyman. We taste better. For those of you who don't know me or tuning in for the first time, I am Naomi Nachman and I love food. And that's my new tagline. And I love food. I love shopping for it, cooking it, eating at restaurants, anything food related. I'm a kosher personal chef and my business is called the Aussie Gourmet. I give cooking classes and personal chef. And anytime you don't feel like cooking, you can give me a call and I'll be happy to do it for you. I hope you will tune in each week and hear about my exciting cooking adventures, kosher food traveling, and sharing of great recipe and food ideas with everyone. I want to hear about your experiences too, so email me, naomi@nachumsiegel.com. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook. Yeah, I knew I left something out. And you can join my newsletter on the aussiegourmet.com. I don't send out too many newsletters, so, they're really annoying when you get so many of them. But, I do want to share some stuff with you between shows and stuff, so it's a good way to do it. And, so just a wrap up about last week's show. We're having a giveaway of Lunch Balancer, which is a bunch of amazing portion-controlled healthy snacks by Dr. Gabe, who's actually a MD, endocrinologist, and we have a giveaway of his snacks. You can, again, email me, naomi@nachumsiegel.com, and I'm going to have the drawing next week on the show. So make sure if you are interested, if you haven't sent one in, send me an email, and I'll enter you into the competition. I don't know if you've all heard, but I'm going to cooking school. Really excited. One of my guests today, Deanie Delivers, Deanie Klein of Deanie Delivers, also got her training at CKCA. So I'm going in for brush up techniques in the summer. If you'd like to join me, you can call CKCA, which is the Center of Kosher Culinary Arts in Brooklyn, and I'm going to be taking the Manhattan office in the Manhattan kitchen, which is going to be on the Upper East Side at Ramaz. So I'm super excited about that. They have a milchik and a fleishik kitchen. In Brooklyn, I've only got fleishik, so I'm going to learn all those milchik French sauces. So I'm pretty excited about that. And another shout out quickly to Bordeaux Restaurant in Brooklyn. I had a tasting menu there a little while back, so I'm not sure if I mentioned them, but it was delicious. So you guys want to check that out there in Brooklyn. So we got a really exciting show. I'm actually a little in awe of my friends today because they are foodies like myself, and they are just also so out there and so well known. And I love when I get together with my new friends and getting together with people who I already know, but just to have a big girl food talk up. And that's what today's show is going to be all about. Again, more food because it's a food show. So I've got Deanie Klein from Deanie Delivers, and I have Shashi. I know it's hard with the two sounds. Sorry. Shashi. It's okay. I've got a lot of N's and M's in my name. Yeah. Turin, right? Turin?
Yeah, at least it's not Shine anymore.
All right. Shashi. Were you really Shashi Shine? Oh my goodness.
Whoa, that's hard.
But I just want you to know, if you're not familiar with her real name, her other name is Cooking in Heels. She is the Instagram sensation right now. You are on fire on Instagram. It's unbelievable. We're going to talk to the ladies. These are unbelievable chefs themselves, gorgeous girls with amazing cooking videos and pictures and blogs, and everything's really coming around for you guys, and it's really great to have you in my studio. An honor for you to join us here today. So I'm gonna start off talking to you, Deanie. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome back. Deanie was on the show with the CKCA team back in.
I was so sick that day. I remember.
Oh no.
And I woke up with like a little tickle in my throat this morning. I was like, that's so weird. Because last time I was here, I remember I was hoarse and I was like trying to suck on like those little lozenges because I couldn't.
Right. You sat there.
I couldn't talk. I was like, how am I going on a radio show when I have no voice?
Well, you did great. So
managed.
Yeah.
I'm feeling okay today.
we had a show with Jesse Blunder and Chef Wiseman from the whole
CKCA.
team, and then he brought in some graduates. So can we bring in some graduates? And little did I know that they were bringing in you. I'm like, oh my gosh, Deanie. So yeah. So how's it going?
It's good. All's been great. Been busy.
Yeah. What have you been up to lately in the food world and then your real world?
Yeah. So what have I been up to? Really just cooking. I cook for clients on a weekly basis. So Monday through Friday, I'm cooking for private clients, whether it's healthy dinners for kids, Shabbat meals, dinner parties, custom cakes,
You do desserts as well, Kate?
Yeah, so I don't prefer baking.
Yeah, I
but
also don't.
because it cramps your creative style. I like cooking because you could throw whatever you want in. It's very creative. I have an art background, which is why I love cooking because you could all the
I
colors.
did not know that. Where did you went to
Yeah,
school
I
for
went
art?
to FIT, but growing up, I put on a fashion show in high school. I designed 25 outfits. I did this whole fashion show to raise money for this horrible disease, and I grew up, playing piano, and I would play music by ear, and I did pottery, I did painting, drawing, all kinds of arts, and then I get that from my dad. My dad also he's a dentist by trade, but he's a woodworker, metal worker, he's a shochet, he does Brit Mila. I'm telling you, you should have him on the show. He is fascinating.
That is amazing.
So,
and he's out there in St. Louis.
He's out there in St. Louis. So he is so interesting and does all kinds of things, but all creative and with your hands, pretty much. Because dentistry is also an art.
Right. Oh, right. I know.
So I really get that from him. I think just growing up working on a wood lathe and metal work, and it's always projects with him.
That's amazing.
So, really,
wow. Cool.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like the girl.
You're really
version.
lucky. You're really lucky to have, a few talents,
Thank you.
Some people just get one. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, you
I
have
just
a
find
few.
that art is it's kind of just all connected, because
Right.
art comes in so many different forms, whether it's doing art through food or putting it onto paper. Like when I'm decorating cakes, that's the best part about baking, not the actual recipe,
Right.
but the decorating and the crafting and drawing on it.
Have you done all the
kinds of
fondant cakes
designs.
and all that?
Yeah, so I'm getting more into that. I've worked with gum paste before. I did that for the first time about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Fondant, just kind of.
I've done a lot of fondant classes. I learned how to do it all.
Yeah, I want to take
but
some
I just don't
classes.
do it.
I should go back to the CKCA.
Right.
and do
So
pastry.
you
I wanna
can
do that.
join Deanie at CKCA and do the. You actually do it this summer before maybe the baby.
Yeah, I actually want to do that because I did the full course, which included a little bit of pastry at
Right.
the end, but it was mostly savory. But I would love to do an intensive baking course and brush up on my skills.
Right. Yeah, so that's what
Can't
I'm
hurt.
doing. That's
You
what
gotta
I'm
really
going to
keep
do.
ahead of your trade and always learn more, the new trends, the new techniques. Always.
What do you think
Be
the
on
latest
top.
food trend is right now? It's crazy. We're in
Ooh.
the summer now.
In the summer, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are into pickling and preserving, especially in the summer where, you could take fresh, pickled tomato, you could take green tomatoes and pickle them for the season. You could really pickle anything. You could pickle green beans. You could pickle beets. You could do
Last
so
week we
many-
spoke about pickling watermelon.
Yum! I've heard of that. Like the rind, right?
I don't know.
I've heard of
It's not
pickling
for
the
me.
rind, which is really interesting.
If someone gave it to me, I would eat it
Yeah.
totally, but I wouldn't make it.
Yeah. I'm curious what that tastes like. Well, I
I
have
know,
a little
right?
herb garden growing right now, so
Oh,
I'm hoping.
fun.
Yeah, so maybe if I come on another time at that point, we'll have a full garden because it's just starting to grow now.
Right. So my friend Liz Rubin, who was on the show a couple of weeks
yeah,
ago.
you're in Connecticut,
We're in
right?
Connecticut, and she gave me mint from her Connecticut garden.
Mint grows wild.
Wild. She has crazy
Yeah.
amounts. So I transported it to my garden in Five Towns. So I am growing some mint
Cool.
in Woodmere.
Connecticut mint.
Connecticut. I'm going to call it Connecticut mint. Maybe I'll
Connecticut
open a little
mint.
farmer's market in my
Yes,
backyard.
yes. I love farmers markets. Oh,
Yeah. It was a lot of
Fun.
fun. I went with her to Westport and we went insane
so
over
cool. Yeah, I
there.
remember you were telling me about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a
So,
beautiful farm.
yeah. Look, it was in a parking lot and they had maybe 20 booths and just really cool
And
different
they're having
things.
like a cooking show, weren't they? Having like
Yeah,
a live.
they had a cooking show. Not or it was vegetarian, but we could not eat from
You
it.
had to
But
watch what they were doing
yeah,
with
just
all
to
the
what
local
it was. They were
produce.
making tacos out of like leaves, big green leaves.
tacos.
I know taco.
I'm
Taco
so into
Tuesday.
tacos. Yeah, you just did an article, didn't you? Do a
Yeah, fish
article?
taco.
Yeah,
I
love fish tacos.
I love. Yeah, so I love tacos in general. I like them with pulled beef.
Yeah, you could
I like them with
We
fish.
did that last night. I had leftover brisket from Shabbos, and I was like, I was so sick of having the same brisket from Shabbos. I was like, I want to recreate this, do something new. So I put a little bit of barbecue sauce in it, and kind of made it into a taco night. I pulled the brisket.
pulled the brisket.
and made it into a new dinner.
So I made actually for the first time brisket. I'm a bit sick of cholent, and I find like people have like it makes so much, right?
Yeah.
So
in the summer, it's
you
so
eat
hot.
so much cholent. Oh yeah, and then there's still so much left over.
Yeah.
So I said I'm not making any this week. So I put some onions and sweet potatoes at
Yeah.
the bottom of a crock pot.
I love sweet potatoes.
I love sweet potatoes.
so good.
In any shape or form.
Yep.
And then I seasoned a brisket. I'm not even sure if I mentioned this on. I don't know. I think I did. And I seasoned a brisket actually with Mendel. You know Mendel from Siegel from Vaad of Kansas.
Yeah.
He has a
Really?
barbecue rub So a shout out to
that.
him.
Cool.
Put his rub that he gave me, and I put it all on both sides of my brisket. I put
gonna
the
try
brisket
that.
on top of the onions and sweet potatoes.
And just
And
slow
I didn't know
cook
what I
it.
was doing. I really didn't know what I was doing because I'm not a big slow cooker
Uh-huh.
person. Then I added a little water and a little barbecue sauce. Melinda Strauss from Kitchen Test had
Uh-huh.
kind of walked me through it a bit. But the meat was a bit submerged in water, but the
Right.
onions and the potatoes were.
Fully.
And then I cooked it on for 2 hours on high, and then I lowered it right
Lowered it.
before lichbenching. The next
And you
day
ate
it
a
was
Shabbos day.
we ate a Shabbos morning. So the
Slow,
whole
like, completely falling apart.
completely falling apart. There was nothing left. We ate the onions. We ate the sweet potatoes.
And so easy. Throw it all in a crock pot.
and
People
it-
always ask me for recipes for one pot meals, crock pot, because especially when you have kids, you're busy, you don't have time to fuss around. Throw it in a crock pot and leave it.
Right. So
That's
give
a
me.
good
Do
recipe.
you
I
have
like
a
that.
recipe that you could share with us? What's your favorite crock pot meal?
So, I'm just starting to get into it because now I have less hands while I'm in the kitchen because I have a daughter now and I'm
Yeah.
so much busier. So I'm
Shit.
really starting to get more into using the crock pot. Not as much in the summer just because I find it's better for winter one pot meals. But unless
Right.
you're doing a meat like that, that
Right.
totally
and that's
works
for
all year
Shabbos.
long. Yeah.
Right, like people don't want so much cholent for Shabbos.
Exactly. I used to do lentil stews where I would just throw lentils in there, some canned tomatoes, a bunch of different spices. You could put chopped meat up as well, a bunch of mushrooms. I do that a lot as well. Even like healthy variations of cholent or stews where it's kind of mushroom based with either barley or beans and some sweet potatoes, no meat even. You can even just do lentils.
Like a
as
vegetarian.
yeah. Mm-hmm. And also if you do, if you cook eggplant, if you if you fire up an eggplant, kind of like baba ganoush.
Yeah.
So you fire it up and it gets this nice smoky flavor.
And then put that in the crock pot.
Yeah, and
That's-
that gives it like kind of like a meaty texture and smokiness. Yeah, I have a really good lentil recipe, which I need to post. I haven't done that
You
yet.
need to post that, so make sure you go to deaniedelivers.com.
I need more time. I have so many recipes I want to share. I just the
So
time to
many
sit and
hours
do
in the
it.
day. Yes,
I know.
my littles. I have a 7-year-old and I have 3 big kids as well. So I put my 7-year-old on the bus at 7:15 in the
Uh-huh.
morning, and I sat down at my computer. And next time I looked up was 10:15.
I know.
How did 3 hours
Uh-huh.
go by so fast? It was just
Email to
recipe
email,
writing and
recipes, yeah.
email, and someone tagged me in a Facebook post, and I had to see what they were tagging me about. Like it gets a bit time
Oh
consuming.
yeah,
But
and there's so many different social media outlets. You don't know where to spend your time.
I
you
know, I
between
know.
YouTube and Instagram and
So let's talk about YouTube. You are become a huge YouTube
Oh,
star.
thank you.
It's really cool. Deanie and I were out for dinner the other night, and someone like, Deanie delivers, and we're like,
Deanie delivers.
and we're all really proud of each other when one of us will get recognized.
Totally.
We're,
It's- we
we're all
all-
each other's fan
It's
clubs.
so nice. We're really like all just best friends. We go out to dinner together. We do these foodie group night. I love it. It's just so much fun. And we're all patting each other on the back and
Helping each
helping
other.
each other.
And I
Totally
don't know how
referring
many.
each other to people.
I don't know how
have
many
each other's back.
industries are like that when everyone in the same industry has each
Yeah.
other's back.
Because also at the end of the day, I feel like we all don't want exactly the same thing.
Right.
you
We're all
know?
uniquely different.
Yeah, we're all so different. We have our own goals and our own strengths, and we want to help each other out.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
the Jewish
really-
community. We're all so close and small, and
A little bit of
It's a little-
actor, which is nice.
yeah, it's a beautiful little.
foodie group.
Yeah.
A girl
Yeah.
foodie group. Yeah. And
Exactly.
it's ever so growing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the YouTube, and now I'm going to introduce our next amazing guest.
Yeah, so that's really where I've been focusing my attention on, other than the personal chefing that I've just been doing for the past 4 years.
Because nobody really has some videos like you do. I think it's
Yeah.
very unique.
So I love doing demonstrations and cooking classes, and I figure, let's just start recording this stuff. I love being in front of the camera. I'm like, I'm semi comfortable in front of the camera, so I figured let's start putting this stuff on YouTube and having.
So for those of you who are watching or listening, you can watch on right now, live Friday morning, NachumSiegel.com, or you can go onto the YouTube. We post it probably usually Friday afternoon. It gets posted to the Nachum Siegel Net channel on YouTube. You can watch this anytime.
Awesome.
Old shows, new shows, we have them all there.
Got them all.
Yeah, so Dean is
So-
very comfortable in front of the camera
And it takes time, trust me. I was like so awkward in the beginning because you're literally just talking
to the
to a
camera.
little camera, which is super weird.
Right.
Normally I'm used to talking to a crowd of people and their questions and
And it
interactions.
has a different atmosphere when you talk to people,
Oh, yeah,
right?
totally.
Each crowd is different.
Yep, different energy levels. So here it's like I have to kind of keep the energy levels up myself and keep smiling and remember to do all these things, especially because I'm working with a production company that does this for me.
Who
They're
does it?
wonderful.
You hire a production
So
company?
somebody that I know he's been along with me for the ride since day one. I met him through this modeling gig I actually did like 4 or 5 years ago.
Really? You did
Yeah.
modeling? I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
So I met
Beautiful on the inside and outside.
So I met him years ago, and I was telling him I really just do this modeling stuff on the side. It's something I just fell into, but I'm really a personal chef, and I would love to have a cooking show or a YouTube channel, some way to show my recipes and, be on camera and get these recipes out to the public in a fun, unique way. And I feel like the future is YouTube. I feel like so many people have these great YouTube channels. I wanted to do that. And he loved it. And he's like, we should even get you a TV show. We should really work on this. So
Are we
he's
going to have a TV
been-
show?
I mean, that's the hope one day. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
I'll come on and
Yes.
cook with you.
Yes.
How
I would
fun
love
is
that,
that?
to have different foodies to come on and share different recipes. That's the goal. Even with my YouTube channel, I want to have you on sometime. I want to
Oh.
start having guests on to cook with me.
It will be so much
so
fun.
much fun, and everyone would bring something different to the plate. So he's been great, and he's been with me because he believes in it, and he thinks we could really turn this into something. And so we've been working together, and he's wonderful.
How long does it take to shoot one dish?
So you think it takes a lot longer, especially because he comes with just one other person, with his assistant, and then it's me who does all the recipe. I do all the plating, all the cleanup between every recipe. We always shoot 4 or 5 recipes in one day. Shh. I wear different shirts. You're supposed to think.
Oh, yeah.
But it is the same day, so it's a stressful, long day. But we get it all done. And
Do you shoot it in your kitchen?
yeah, that's all in my kitchen.
You have a beautiful kitchen. That's your
Thank
kitchen?
you,
Oh,
thank
wow.
you. Yeah. So
Did you build it?
We did. So I started off my business living in the city, and I would cook by clients in their homes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would cook in my small apartment kitchen, but then when we wanted to move from the city, we're like, you know what, this is business expense and it's an investment. So we built a kitchen where I can
Film.
work out of pretty much, and I work Monday through
That's
Friday.
fantastic.
We film there. We do everything there. I could do demonstrations. It's wonderful.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's really
And
excellent.
then actually, what we were just talking about, remember when we were at Bedford, we were talking about that, what's it called? What's that app called? That live broadcast.
Oh, my God.
Am I blanking out of the name?
Periscope.
Thank you.
See?
Yes. Yes. So that's also, it's crazy. I want to start maybe getting into that because that's live broadcasting. It's an app that you download.
Did you hear about this, ZK?
It's crazy.
Can you teach me how to use it?
I don't understand
both
it.
of you.
There are people that sit there with their radio on, just the camera, like, just showing them singing. And they're like, they've hundreds of viewers, and I don't understand it.
So I could eat a bowl of cereal
And people are just watching
and
you
people
from
could watch me eat my
all
cereal.
over the world. So when we were filming a couple weeks ago, we were periscoping while I was filming.
And
And it was really cool. People were like, "Oh, what is that? Are you putting chicken in that? What is
People-
that? Is that
people
garlic
can
powder?"
comment.
People ask questions. You could respond. It's pretty cool.
that's crazy.
It's like a
right?
live cooking demo via Periscope. So, who knows? We'll see.
That's really interesting. We should look into that together.
It's fascinating. I'm like trying to get comfortable with the app. It's like such a weird thing because it's so awkward in a way. It's like, especially if you're alone and it's like, okay, hi, I'm here. Remember we did that at the restaurant. I remember
gonna
like, yeah, we're
cook.
eating pizza now. Great.
The funny part is people are actually watching it.
People care. People care what you're doing. People care to know where you're going, what restaurants you're eating at, and
It's the whole
It's interesting.
celebrity chef, and with that, it's a perfect segue to introduce our
Yes.
next guest, celebrity Instagram star and chef
Hi.
Shashi Torin. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much.
So nice to be here.
Nice to meet you. We actually just met today as she walked into the studio. I've been a fan of hers since last year. I've been following along Cooking in Heels. This is
you.
Cooking in Heels, Instagram star. How many followers? Can we
Amazing
see the shoes?
they're amazing.
Okay.
I can't stretch that
She
high.
cooks. in
Okay,
heels.
so these are okay. It's a food show, but she cooks in those heels. That's why we have to show her shoes. Did we get the shoes on? Okay. Do you really? This was my first question. Do you really
Yeah.
cook in those heels?
So not all the time. It used to be like I'd come home from work and like straight away go to the kitchen. I wouldn't even have time to take my shoes off. But now I'm in school, so I'm at home more.
Slippers.
You studying food?
No, actually, I'm studying to be a nurse practitioner.
Oh, cool. Oh, she's clever too. Nachas.
So if I don't wear heels, I kind of have to drag a stool around because, I mean, you can't see because I'm sitting, but I'm really short.
Okay, I didn't notice that.
So-
but okay.
So to reach all
And
the
Dini's really
cabinets-
tall.
Yeah.
I'm too tall. That's almost annoying because I hurt my back, so I have to arch over. If I'm wearing, I used to have those shoes that are special for cooking. I remember I bought them when I was working at the Prime Grill, so that I'd be more comfortable working on my feet. But they had like a
A
big
wedge.
heel to them, yeah. And I was like hurting my back.
You know what? Give me a few inches. I don't mind.
See, nobody's happy. I feel like I'm in between. I'm 5'4".
You're good.
That's
You're
I'm
good.
perfect. 5'4".
That's good size for a counter.
Yeah, but you know, if you're rolling a dough and you really want to get into it, you have to press down, and
You need a step stool.
Yeah, you need a step stool or a good pair of heels. And frankly, heels are just more portable.
There you go. That's very cute.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of shoes?
I have a lot of shoes. It's like my one thing. I'm like, but I fit into the shoes, so I'll get the shoes.
Okay, it's so funny. Like I was a bit of a shoe person for a while. I had a bit of a thing for shoes, and I bought a few really nice pairs.
Uh-huh.
And people said to me, "I'm like, are these ever going to be comfortable?" And they're like, "Yeah, just keep wearing them. I'll get more comfortable." After 3 years, they're still not comfortable.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So I'm like, "Oh, I'm wearing Toms. I'll show you my Toms, nice and flat."
These are fun.
Yeah, they're fun. They're
Sparkly.
silver sparkly shoes, but they're good for running around. I happen to be a very fast walker, so
They're so comfortable. I love them because they have like a thing for your arch of your foot.
yeah, so they're good, but otherwise, no, not real good support otherwise. So we've gone from a food show to a shoe show. Now let's go back
I'm
to
okay with that.
yeah, right. It's so, I love when we can combine everyone's passion and then tie it all in. You
Yeah.
love to cook, and you made your business cooking in heels. I think that was so brilliant. When did you start?
Truth is, I don't remember. It kind of just happened. People tell me like I used to cook when I was before I was married, and I don't remember this. But after I got married, I didn't cook for the first year. My husband cooked everything, and then
Lucky lady, great.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's into like smoking meats and everything.
Yeah,
right?
he's
Really?
so good at it.
So
yeah.
cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he does like smoked meats, both smoked spices.
Does he smoke
bacon.
spices? Wow.
Yeah. Just not he doesn't sell it. He just, does it for fun.
We're coming to your house.
Yeah, you are invited.
All right. Well, we'll make our way down to Brooklyn. Okay, good.
But yeah, after a while I just, I started cooking and I found I really enjoyed it, and I liked exploring different cuisines and, learning different techniques. I would buy you should see my cookbook shelf. It is full. I read all the cookbooks like cover to cover and learn the techniques, try it. You can learn anything on YouTube. So
Dini?
yes, thank you, Deanie. So yeah, that's pretty much how I evolved.
And when did you start your Ever Growing by the Second Instagram group?
I kind of switched over from my personal account and I just decided to call it Cooking in Heels. So I'm not sure if that's cheating because I had all my personal followers and I'm like, guess what? Only posting food. Deal with it.
I'm sure. I'm actually looking you up right now. I'm gonna Cooking in Heels. So you came right up. 7,884. That is really cool.
Thank you.
That's very nice.
It took a while. It's slow but steady.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
sometimes you
good.
get 100 in a week, and
Yeah.
sometimes you can get 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So it's
Comes in waves.
definitely goes in waves. When I was so happy when I hit the 2,000 mark. I'm like,
Yeah. I remember that.
I'm getting up there. I'm getting up there.
I always think about what if Instagram decided to just
Shut down. God
I
forbid.
have a lot of
Work
picture
all the
poo.
time,
that I
right?
need.
I know. I hope they never.
Yeah, so-
I don't think it will ever happen, but
I hope not. Well, most of my pictures I take with my regular camera that I post afterwards. That way I'll have them. And everything from my iPhone is uploaded onto Dropbox.
Oh.
So when things happen to my phone, which quite often can when you have kids that throw the iPhones around.
Yeah.
We're talking last week with Shannon Sarna. Her daughter cracked her iPhone, just the case though. So you have to be careful. So, yeah. Okay. So questions for both of you. I'm going to ask you one at a time. And people ask me this question and I'm going to. Favorite spice is Deanie. She's thinking.
red chili peppers.
Okay.
Chili
nice.
flakes, yeah.
divided between
Now we've got asking
3.
Shashi. Okay, Shashi has 3.
Okay. I really like cinnamon. I add it to pretty much everything.
Good for you. My daughter is obsessed with cinnamon.
And yeah, just like I feel like it gives a little more depth. I just became obsessed with fresh nutmeg, but like fresh nutmeg, like
Freshly
whole
grated.
bit, yep.
I need to learn that,
That
a little
too.
bit.
it is
Awesome. It tastes so much
incomparable
Yeah.
to the dry one.
stronger flavor.
Okay. I'm
And-
gonna do that. Everyone, we're all gonna go and order. Where do we actually get it from?
I have mine from Fairway.
I think I got mine from Target.
It
came with, like, a little OU on it.
round, like oval, little brown.
Maybe
Yeah.
Gourmet Glad has one.
Yeah, round little.
But you need to have
Balls.
keep it in a grater, right?
No,
No,
Keep
I
it in
keep
the jar,
mine in
and
the
then-
jar and then use
like
a
a
microplane.
microplane.
Jinx.
zest it right in.
We've never had a jinx on the show before. I like that.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. First jinx. Hashtag first jinx. Okay. So and then we just grade it. Okay. Good.
it,
All right.
yeah.
We're all going to do that, guys. We love learning. Our listeners, we love to learn.
And
Okay.
I also love fennel seed.
Really?
Yeah, toasted. It comes like with. It has the like most amazing smell. So I just love it.
Okay. So can you? I really don't know enough about fennel seed.
Mm-hmm.
Can you walk me through that whole process? What would I use it in? Where do I find it to buy it? What cuisine is it found in?
Yeah. So basically, I don't remember which order you asked the question.
Okay.
But
It doesn't matter the order. We just want the answers.
I use it in everything from salads. There's a fabulous salad that Bon Appetit put out with like a horseradish, lemon kind of
Dressing.
dressing and like toasted fennel seeds and pistachios.
Summery.
And it's fantastic. So I love that. It has like kind of like an anise black licorice flavor, but not so strong.
Because I don't love that anise.
Right.
Black
I didn't
licorice.
like
Love
it
it or you
either.
hate it. Yeah, I feel like it's a
I don't like fennel.
Yeah.
But I've eaten it cooked in something and it was delicious.
Well, Ottolenghi has like the most amazing recipe for
Yeah, which one?
caramelized fennel
Yeah.
with fennel seeds and goat cheese, and it's like it's epic.
Epic.
It's just
also when
I love
fennel
goat cheese.
is caramelized, like when it's cooked, it turns more sweet as opposed to that
Yeah, that's
strong
true.
like licoricey flavor. It brings out the
So
sweetness.
how would I do that? How
You grill it. I throw it when I'm barbecuing. I throw it on the grill, just like whole. You cut it whole
or roast it.
into slices. Yeah,
roast in the oven,
it.
400 degrees, salt and olive oil, and
Even
roast
higher,
it.
450.
450. If I say, okay, I know what a fennel. If you don't know what fennel looks like, I
Weird.
can't hold it up right
Kamsa,
now.
Kind of. It's like
Yeah, it's got frongs. Frongs.
yeah.
There, FRONGS.
They look kind of like dill.
Right, looks had dill shoots coming out of it. I wish I could run downstairs
It's
to
like a
find Fair underneath it.
bulb like this.
So you can go to Google. Yeah.
And do not throw out the dilly looking part on top. That makes an amazing, amazing garnish for a soup. You chop it up and use it as if it's like dill. And it has like a little bit of a licoricey flavor, but kind of mild.
Oh, okay.
And it's really nice.
So we
don't
want
throw that out.
to. So we want to say roast it. I roast a lot of vegetables. So I say cut it into quarters.
Slice it.
Just slice it through so I have long, thin.
And it stays intact on the bottom because the bottom
but
is
you
connected.
don't want to eat the bulb in the middle because that's bitter.
Okay. So you roast it flat, say on parchment paper, some olive oil, some salt, 450 till it looks like it's done. 20 minutes, probably
Golden
not
brown,
even.
like caramelizing.
Yeah.
You'll see all
You
the
can even add
sweetness
a little
comes out.
brown sugar on top to make it even more caramelized.
That sounds nice.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to try that. Okay. I know Gourmet Glad always has that. I'm sure people's local supermarkets have got.
And it's so healthy.
Is it?
Apparently so good for you.
Good
yeah.
for you.
Oh, really? Okay. Now I have to try it because they told me it's good for me. I try to eat all that stuff. Okay. So I'm going to try that because I don't really know enough about fennel because I just don't like it. But now I'm hearing that
Even you can like it.
even I can like it. Okay. Next thing you got to get me to like is rice. I hate rice.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
I
I
just learned how to
rice?
make rice. Thank you to all my Instagram followers who helped me out with that.
You
Yeah,
did.
it's like a family thing. We all burn rice.
Really?
Oh my
That's
gosh.
actually a Sephardic thing to eat burnt rice,
Oh,
right?
that
No,
crispy
but
rice.
we didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, I know. I eat quinoa and couscous, but I don't love grains. I don't love rice.
It's crazy.
I know.
Like,
Miriam
it's so, like,
Wallach
vanilla.
always makes fun of me for not. What do you mean you don't eat rice? I'm like,
Well,
yeah.
apparently rice has arsenic. So
what
White rice.
what does that
Yeah.
mean? What does that? Arsenic
Arsenic
is
is poison.
poison.
Yeah. So it's not even.
Good for you anymore?
No.
Yeah. Why is there arsenic found in my food?
I don't know.
Or in your
I
food,
don't
'cause
know
I don't-
what
Or in your
I
food,
don't
'cause
know
I
what it was, but there's something in rice. No matter where it's from, for some reason there's just arsenic in all the rice. At least with the rice that we get in America, I think, all has poison. Like I remember when I was getting baby food for my daughter, I did all this research and said not to use.
I'm hearing panic in my
Rice.
listeners' voices.
Yeah,
You hear that?
yeah,
It's a
That's
little
panic.
bit. It's not
Yeah.
really going to hurt you.
That's
Just
the
don't
sound of
eat
panic.
rice every day.
exactly.
Well, you shouldn't eat everything every day.
Right,
You have to really
everything in
mix it up.
moderation.
You know, that's what we spoke actually about last week when with Dr. Gabe was on the show. He's
Mm-hmm.
an endocrinologist and we're talking about snacks. He said, you've got to eat healthy.
Yep.
You've got everything in moderation and you can have a
Exactly.
nash.
Except coffee. Have that every day.
So funny that you say that. So I only started drinking coffee at 40. I never drank coffee till I was 40 years
Gosh, I
old.
love coffee.
And now I cannot imagine a day without coffee. But American coffee is not
I
so
love
good.
Coffee.
Australian coffee is amazing. I wish I could bring you
Really?
guys
I
some.
need to get tossed.
Yeah.
I know you.
Next time you go.
Next time I go. So my daughter just came back and she bought me like Nestle coffee, freeze dried. Melinda Strauss is gonna. That's 2 shout outs to you, Melinda, today.
I love you, Melinda.
Freeze. She's gonna teach me how to make cold brew coffee with freeze dried coffee.
Cool.
Awesome.
That is freeze dried coffee and
Because cold brew, you just let it sit overnight, right? So all
right
the flavor
for,
kind of
like 12 at least 12 hours and
Oh, then I make cold brew coffee like
every day. Yeah, but you actually don't use cold water. You don't use any hot water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you use
Wow.
cold
and
water.
Just sits for that long that it gets the flavor.
Yeah,
guess? I don't know.
yeah, I'm not sure why it's got to be freeze dried as opposed to anything else. But you can also buy it. Pourin Coffee by Sol Toplitsky. I think it's POURN Coffee.
Oh yeah, I just heard about that.
Yeah, delicious. So another shout out to our friend Sol Toplitsky. He was on the show
Yes.
was right before I went to Alaska. Do you remember that, CK? He bought in. I was invited to Alaska to cater a bat mitzvah. It was one of the highlights of
There
my
are
life.
Jewish people in Alaska?
Yeah, they're called the Frozen Chosen. A shout out.
Chosen.
Isn't that gorgeous?
That's so cute.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Literally.
Let it go.
Right?
Let the people go.
Yeah, that's right.
I just watched Frozen for the first time Saturday night.
Oh my gosh,
Really?
you have been
Where have you
missing
been?
out.
I fell asleep in the middle. Maybe I was tired.
You
But
were tired.
I
You were-
like the music though. I think
The
after
music
my
is
favorite
great.
songs, I think that's when I kind of conked out.
Yeah,
It was a
no,
long
no.
day.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and you know, you can be
pregnant,
tired.
tired.
but shout out to my friend Sarah Bram and Michelle Conrad out there, and the Rebbitzin Chabad Rebbitzin out there is Esty Greenberg. She's amazing and wonderful. So I got to go to Alaska, and right before I had to record a show, my flight was based around me recording my show. That was going to. So we had to all meet in the studio, not on a Friday. And so Saul Toplitsky came in, I think, with his pour and go coffee, which was really cool. It's so delicious. So you can order through his website.
So cool.
Yeah. So we're all about the coffee these days. My kids drink coffee every morning, and my 16-year-old, who was like a tea drinker, is now a coffee drinker.
Kids love it. My daughter Andy wants my coffee every morning.
Oh,
Like,
my
this
daughter
is
too.
Mama's juice. She has her own baba. But sometimes I give her some. I have a frother that my mother-in-law got me. It's
Oh, cute.
amazing. Big shout out
Oh,
to my mother-in-law.
yeah. White coffee.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I do it for my daughter also.
Delicious. Yeah, she just wants the foam. So I
You know what
froth
it's
the
called in
milk for
Australia?
her.
A baby chino.
No way.
In Australia, you can go to
That's
Starbucks
cute.
at Circular Quay in Sydney, Australia, and order a
Just
baby
milk.
chino. It's a cup of froth.
That's
I love the
fantastic.
froth.
Yeah.
It's the best part about
Yeah.
my morning coffee. I just love that.
So mine's my instant coffee from Australia. My instant
Wow.
freeze-dried Nestle
And
coffee.
I've been doing decaf lately
yeah.
with my pregnancy, but and also because sometimes I want 2 cups a day. So I don't really use it to keep me up as much. Thankfully, my energy levels
I'm
have been
a little
okay.
jealous of you because I'm
For
addicted.
a while, I've been addicted, and then I weaned myself off. I don't know how I did that. It was not easy.
It's-
and then I'm back
you-
on,
you-
but on decaf.
Do you know what
just like the flavor?
I find every year? So I try to wean myself off before Tisha B'Av, and I get
Yeah.
completely weaned. And then after Tisha B'Av, I'm thinking, am I going to do this again? Am I going to break the cycle
Yeah.
and go back into coffee drinking?
It's just too enjoyable.
The answer is
I just
yes.
love the morning, a hot cup of coffee with my froth.
Yeah, so I go right
Some
back to it.
cinnamon on top.
Ladies, you know where we should go afterwards?
vanilla.
Where?
Because we were thinking about going out to eat. We've got this long Friday afternoon. Either we can go to the Sugar Truck.
Yeah, I've never been there.
I'm
I
dying
need
to
check out
or
the
we can go to
Sugar Truck.
Petite Shell and have the best coffee.
I've been there before.
We can go to both.
We could go to both.
We can go to both.
Make a day out of it. We're in the city. Let's do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I'm finally out.
You know what? Street food.
We get out of the kitchen.
We can go find kosher street food in New York City.
Yeah, and
That is such
I've
a
never
good
tried
idea.
any of the food trucks, and I've heard there are multiple.
Yeah,
right?
I
There's
think
some
there are
falafel
4.
places.
There's falafel, Moshe's falafel.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a radio show together. We're working on that.
Yeah.
Um,
We should open a food truck.
a food truck. Maybe we should do a bloggers truck.
That'd be
Yeah.
so
A kosher,
cute.
like all the like
We'd all
people
have
that
our
have.
staple dishes.
Yeah.
Then we'd all have to be together in the same place for a certain amount
Too
of
many
time.
cooks
Too many
spoil
people.
the.
Too many cooks in the truck.
Yeah.
You know where?
Chaos.
You know where there was a great kosher food truck in Orlando, Florida. Kosher Grill on Wheels.
Cool. Like
It's-
an Ala Esh kind of place.
Yes, and it was in a parking lot, and you pulled up, and you had the best Israeli food, falafel. It was insane,
I miss
but it
Israeli
was
food.
so hot there. It was so crazy hot. They had to move into a restaurant.
Really?
And now it's a beautiful air-conditioned restaurant. So
Oh
if
my
you are
gosh.
planning your summer vacation down to Florida, the kosher grill, they say
Kosher
grill,
grill.
like I'm Israeli, right? Well, my mother's
Right.
Israeli. She rolls her R's.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So kosher grill. She has a real Australian accent, like mine,
Uh-huh.
but she rolls her R's. So she'll say kosher grill,
Okay.
grill, the grill.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so that's a fantastic, and speaking about great food and great restaurants, so that's definitely, a big shout out to them. I
Yeah.
absolutely love their food.
Cool.
My husband has a conference every other year in Orlando.
Yeah.
So I look forward
it
to
out, yeah.
to eating there, and I take some of friends with us, like the men are at the conference, and I
Uh-huh.
take all the wives because we always rent a car,
Yep.
and we always go down
That's
there to
cool.
eat.
They started with a food truck, and now they're
Right,
a
so they
full
started with a food truck. We need some more.
establishment. That's
Well,
awesome.
I think Milt's in Chicago's got one.
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard that place is amazing. My
yeah.
mom loves it. My parents are in St. Louis, so
Is
my
that
mom will
far?
sometimes take a road trip there.
That's awesome.
It's in. Is it in Chicago? Where is it?
Milt's is in Chicago. How far
yeah.
is St. Louis
It's
to
like
Chicago?
a 4-hour drive.
Oh, okay.
Roughly. Depends who's driving.
Oh, depends who's driving. It's Deanie. It's 2.5 hours. Heavy. You have a heavy foot.
Heavy foot.
Yeah.
No, I'm scared of the police. I got a ticket. I took a road trip with my friends in high school, and I got a ticket. And I wasn't even speeding. It was like for not pulling over when there were police pulled over on the side
Was
of the
that in
road.
Chicago?
It was. Where was it?
That happened to my husband in
exactly?
Chicago.
It was a state law, I guess, that wasn't a law in St. Louis, but it was a law. It wasn't. Where was I? It
She was
on the
somewhere
way
driving to a
Memphis.
restaurant.
Yeah,
to
in between
Memphis?
Memphis and St. Louis.
Oh, my dad's from Memphis.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so.
Oh, really?
Is there a lot of kosher food there? I know-
Last time I went,
Crazy
not really,
amount.
But Ricky's
They're
cookies.
Corky's. Oh yeah, Ricky's cookies. Yeah.
My dad got it for me
Amazing.
for my wedding.
Oh, really?
Best
White
That's so
macadamia- Macadamia white chocolate cookie. I remember
and
that so
the,
well.
The bars. Yeah.
I don't know if I remember that. I just remember
Isn't
this
it funny how we
cookie.
tie everything into what we ate,
Food?
where we
Yes.
ate it?
And isn't it such a
That's-
shame
it's
that we
been like
can't
that
really
my
just
whole
travel the world and just eat the food that the locals are eating?
Well, that's who does that and who finds the local kosher food, goes out of her way. I am drawing a blank on her name, of course. We had her on the show. She was Aviva Kanoff. Thank God. Thank you, Hashem, for letting me have that memory back. Aviva Kanoff. And she
Does
travels
tours?
the whole world, and she'll go to these crazy places and finds out how to cook it, make it kosher, and eats there.
Yep. That's what I would like
It's
to
local.
do.
Wow.
Local.
I want authentic Japanese food. I want
Right.
authentic. I went to Mexico. We couldn't eat anything. We brought our own grilled chicken that was frozen. We had a little portable fridge. Like, it's just so sad. I'm in Mexico. I want authentic Mexican food.
when
and as a foodie, there's nothing sadder than that. That I can't.
Like,
I can't taste
we were
it.
in Paris one night. We went in 1999, so a long time ago. We went for I'm the queen of airline miles. I love traveling on points, and we went to London and Paris because I had a lot of tickets. We used to those days you would build up your points by traveling back and forth to Australia a lot. So I had a lot of points. So we went for, I think it was my 30th birthday to London and Paris.
Fun.
Now you all know how old I am. Actually, it's my birthday next week, so I expect lots of
So you're turning 30 again.
Yeah, turning 30 again.
Happy
That would be
holidays. You're
nice.
turning 32.
Yeah.
32.
Not even 42. We ate a lot of amazing French cuisine. We have very good friends in Paris. And Shmaya and Judith Suissart, they were amazing, and Shmaya took us around. He was a serious foodie before foodie was a word
Really?
in English. And we went to one pastry shop, patisserie, to get this kind of pastry, and we went to the bread shop to get the challah for Shabbos and the dip shop to get everything came from a different place because he wanted the best of everything.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing. But he had gone on for a business trip, and his wife went to Israel, and we stayed in their apartment for a few days afterwards. And one night, like, we were just sick and tired of walking around, and we needed a rest. So we stayed in the Jewish area, and we had falafel one night for dinner in Paris, shawarma.
Right.
Like,
It's
you know,
come
it was like,
on,
I know, but we'd had a
Was
lot
it
of that, so I didn't feel
Yeah?
so bad.
Okay, good.
It was
At least did that.
excellent. I actually had 2 shawarmas in one night. I know everyone laughs at me that I have a really big appetite. I really have a huge appetite. I'm not a nasher, but I eat big meals. So I had,
I'm a nosher.
Right.
I literally will just nosh all day.
yeah, so I need my food.
Constantly
I would
eating.
eat 2 shawarmas and nothing
Yep.
till dinner, or that will be my dinner sometimes. If I eat 2 shawarmas for lunch, I can't eat dinner. I don't eat again till my coffee the next morning. But, like, it was delicious, but sometimes you want local cuisine, and sometimes, like, shawarma's comfort food almost at
Right.
this point. But
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
they have these food tours that I'm dying to do one day, where they take you to. They have ones in Florence, I think.
yeah, Susie Fishbein
Spain.
has led some with Naomi
Really?
Tours, not Naomi
Yes,
Nachman.
Naomi Tours.
Naomi Tours. People
wanna
think
do
it's
that.
me,
That's
and I'm
her,
like,
that's
not
her
me.
last name.
Who? No,
Tours?
no, she's Naomi. I want to say Goldberg.
Oh, okay.
She's from
that
Israel.
would be
Tour-
very
yeah.
That would be
convenient.
that would cool. Like I knew a manicurist whose last name was Finger.
Nuh-uh.
Seriously, I promise you. In Australia. Yeah, so I think that would be a really cool thing too. I should actually have Naomi on the show. That would be really funny.
Yeah.
Naomi and Naomi. People mix us up. They go, are you the caterer from Israel? I'm like, nah, that's Naomi, someone else, because we both have the same name. We
Right.
both love food and both have catering businesses.
Exactly.
But Naomi Tours does, and look it up online, and she takes Susie Fishbein on a tour of Italy.
I want to do that
Wow.
because I love the culture. I love traveling and food, and the
And I love
combination of
pasta.
the two.
I feel like that's good enough. I
Wait,
really like
okay,
And if
so-
they could show you authentic cuisine, that'd be amazing.
Okay, so I was very lucky. For my 30th, I went to London, Paris. When I turned 40, we went to Italy. Rome and pasta. I just want it, like, it was unbelievable. I can't eat pasta out of a box.
Wow.
We can go to Va Bene also afterwards, girls, if they're open on a Friday
really
morning.
Making me hungry.
I know. Don't we have some goodies?
Oh, we do.
Okay,
Yes.
this is, okay.
Okay. So
What have we got here, Deanie?
Well,
Deanie's got some snackies for
I
Naomi and
brought-
ZK.
yes, well, these are client favorites of mine. These are my raspberry spelt bars, which I have a YouTube video of on my YouTube
they
channel.
Look so good.
Yeah, so
So
I
this
have.
is actually gluten-free?
So they are. So spelt is not gluten free.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There actually is
One of the
gluten in
browse.
it, but it's easier to digest than regular flour is.
There you go, my friend.
Mm.
Yeah. So there's spelt in it. There's if anybody has a nut allergy, I almost killed somebody one time. So there are nuts in
I
here.
did that to a good
Because it
friend
doesn't
once.
look like there's nuts in there. You tend to
you.
forget that almond
Oh my
meal,
gosh.
almond
Okay,
flour.
is this
nuts.
shahakol? Because is there any flour in this? Like wheat
So,
flour? Wheat flour.
There
Wow, so I
is
think it's-
spelt flour.
Spelt. So what's that?
Goodness.
Mazzona?
Probably be the same.
It is
as
Mazzara.
regular flour.
Barley,
Yeah.
rye, oat, spelt,
Okay.
something based
Okay,
off
Baruch
of
Adonai
education.
Machalam Borei Minei Mazzona.
Amen. So it's some sugar, earth balance, so they're parv, almond flour, spelt flour,
Those
and
are
then
really
raspberry jam in the center. Thank you, and then oats on top. My clients request this every single week. I've made these. I can't even count how many times I made these.
Jeannie, if somebody wants to order
Sure.
these, because these are simply divine.
Thank you. They're addicting, though. I warn you.
Oh my God.
Don't make them and keep them in your house because they'll get eaten, and they freeze beautifully also.
Oh man, I
Stick
was
them in the
only
freezer
planning on
and-
taking one bite.
Is this a secret Deanie recipe? Is it on your blog?
So it is on my YouTube channel. I did share it. I
Oh.
was hesitant to do it because it's like one of my
Highest selling, yeah.
Yeah, my clients love it. So I was like,
Personal
should I
chef
share
to
this? Should I
personal
share
chef.
it?
I get it.
Yeah, but the world deserves to have them. Even if I can't cook them for you, everyone should be able to make them at home. 'Cause they're
And the world is now
Yummy.
thanking you, right?
You're welcome.
World.
Spelt bars for everyone.
We are the world.
Yes.
Okay, this is really delicious. Okay, now we have a
Thank
little
you.
picnic basket.
You are so cute.
Look how
Oh
she
my
put in a
gosh. We should
picnic
just go on a
basket.
picnic.
We should.
Let's take our food and go to Central
Yes,
Park.
let's go to a food
Yes.
truck. Let's
And
get
get
our
food
food
to
and go
park.
sit in the park. How cute that'd be. So
That's
nice
so
out.
good. It's so good that my kids are in final time because they're actually home early from school what they normally would be on a Friday morning, and they're actually super helpful.
Cuties.
And I just, yeah, this is really exciting.
Ta-da. Okay, these
Yum.
are
Okay,
What
Sashi has
are
wrapped
these?
up some cookies in a beautiful picnic basket.
these are cornflake crunch marshmallow something cookies.
Holy moly.
There's a lot of things in here.
Everything but
and
the
it's,
kitchen sink
It's
cookie.
not my recipe. I
Okay.
actually got it from a cookbook called Momofuku Milk Bar.
Oh yeah.
But-
Momo what?
Momofuku Milk Bar.
Milk bar.
Yes.
Okay. What's it all about?
Oh, it's not a kosher cookbook, but it
We know how to adapt.
Okay.
We're clever ladies.
There's a cafe in the Upper West Side.
yeah.
I've seen.
That's
That what?
my thing.
Yeah.
That what?
What's his
Momofuku
name?
Milk Bar.
Oh, it's actually a milk bar.
What's the chef's name?
So
I think something-
Christina Tassi is the chef, and she's like a genius. She figured out how to put like milk powder into cookies and cakes, which is kind of like MSG for bakers, but
I'm
like
so
a
not
little
familiar
healthier.
with milk powder.
Yeah.
I don't think
you
I've ever
smell
used
that
it.
Smell.
I've never used it.
Smell this.
Okay, bring it
Okay,
over.
That smell is
Yum.
milk powder.
Okay, I want to try one.
Okay, is it more unique?
Those.
What do you mean?
Oh my god.
They just
Okay.
smell like super
yeah, I didn't even
dairy,
have to
like-
bring it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Also, real butter. There's nothing like.
Nothing
Can you
like
smell it
butter.
through the camera?
I hate cocoa butter.
Smell-o-vision.
It smells like
need to smell.
caramelized
Yes, it does.
butter, dairy, fantastic.
Do you know? I've heard you
my
can even
favorite
make
cookie.
caramel out of. You take a can of sweetened condensed milk and you stick it in like a pot of boiling water.
Oh yeah, that's how
I've heard that's how you make
authentic Mexican.
caramel.
That's how they make it.
That's sugar and.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I missed that.
I
I was
don't
too
know
busy
exactly what it
inhaling
is.
cookies.
A
I was
can-
I was drunk. Sorry, what?
A can of sweetened condensed milk. Okay, I want to try one of these.
Okay.
Yum.
And you boil it for like 6 hours. Like you open it, you stick it in a pot of water, and you boil it for like 6 hours.
And it
Like,
turns into caramel.
You don't, but you keep it in the can.
You don't have to even open it because sweetened condensed milk, I guess, is just milk product and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just boiling it in the can. YouTube it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I think they're YouTube
it's a
videos
thing.
where they show you how to do it.
Can you make a YouTube video of doing it?
I should.
You
It's
should.
It's gonna be a pretty boring YouTube video because all you do is just sit there and.
Exactly.
No, you do a time lapse.
You eat
Deanie,
cookies
putting
in the
it
meantime because these are. Holy moly.
Okay.
Okay, wait, hold on. Break it
So
down.
can I just want to say the only reason I'm not eating the cookie is I accidentally, before I left my house
I
this
feel so
morning,
bad.
I know, I made myself fleishik. I even called my rabbi to ask him. I was, I have to do a lot of work beforehand before I come in because, I like to have fun afterwards with my guests sometimes. And Friday afternoons, I've got to get some things done very early in the morning. So I woke up really early on Friday morning. I was preparing some sauce and I licked it and I'm fleishik. So Rabbi said, I have to
sorry.
wait. But
It's okay.
Bring
they'll
some
be here
home.
later.
we are
These
coming
are
up. We are-
Pre-Shabbos treat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some. So if you think that I don't want to eat it, I do. I'm actually crying
I'll eat for the
inside that
two
I
of us.
can't.
Don't worry.
ZK,
you know
would
what
you
I-
be eating one of these babies?
These are crazy.
You know
Okay.
what I love
Oh my gosh.
about these cookies? They're not pretty.
What is in this?
Oh, I
this
think
is
they're
ridiculous.
beautiful.
Not pretty.
I've
I
actually
like
never
that
had a
it's
better cookie.
rustic.
Yeah.
I
so
like that it's rustic
the
looking.
thing is, nobody wants to eat them. So if I give them to a friend, like I actually gave them to a friend, and she ate like all of them before she let her husband try one, and he didn't even want to try them because he's like, oh, they're ugly. And then he tried it. He's like, I can't believe you did not give them to me earlier.
You know what they taste like? You know Heath bars?
Yes.
Oh, I love
Taste-
Heath bars.
Heath
That's what I'm
bars.
tasting. It's a Heath bar.
Okay, so
There's no Heath bar in it, right?
No.
But maybe because the sugar like caramelizes and that's
the
kind of what Heath bar is.
marshmallow. I think it's the marshmallow.
Can we get this online?
Yes,
Holy
it's on
moly.
my blog.
Oh, great. So make sure you go to Cooking in Hill. So not only does she have a Instagram blog, it's basically an Instagram. You have an Instagram blog where it's the pictures and the whole recipe. But,
Oh no, I just like to post a link to the recipe.
okay, and so it's just your pictures and a little, all the hashtags and all that. And then you actually have a website called cookinginhills.com.
Right. So those are for my recipes or my adaptations of recipes, or why I enjoy a recipe specifically. If I want to talk a little more about it.
You go more into detail because I
Yeah.
know there are so many great Instagram bloggers out there. I call them
Yeah.
Instagram bloggers. Chef Chaya.
Yeah.
If you want to,
We met on Instagram actually.
Are you really
Me
good
and
friends
Chef
now?
Kaya, and we're like best friends
You guys met
now.
on Instagram? I thought you guys knew each other for. That's so
No,
funny.
That-
everybody says that, but we're best friends now, and we did not know.
Instagram
I
is
love that.
amazing.
I
it's like
must
a little
get her in
community.
here.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
That-
and it's
and
growing.
I feel like I've met you before
I know.
through Instagram.
Right.
It's so weird.
It's so nice, and it's growing because I
Yeah.
didn't know. We'd become friends, and now we're going to become friends, and we
Yeah.
just it's very
Love it.
cute.
So
it's
many
very
friends.
cute. Yeah, it's funny, like your friend on Facebook, but sometimes some of the people really do become your friends,
Yep.
which
Right.
is really cute.
Instagram
true.
is like it could be so personal. Also, you post what you're doing every single day. So people really feel.
Some
like they're
people get a
along for the
little
ride.
too carried away.
Yep.
Let's just put that out there. You know who you are. Yeah, it's really a lot of fun
yeah.
and baking and all that. So, okay, we've discussed so many different, topics and conversations. We've got, believe it or not, only 10 minutes left.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? It
Time
goes
flies
fast.
when you're eating cookies
It
and
can
talking.
we can continue for the next till we have to go home and light candles for Shabbos.
Yes.
We can keep
Yep.
going. All right. So, what are the summer plans for everybody in terms of cooking? What are we going to be working on this summer so we can get everyone and
Danny, you go first.
My summer is so the same as the regular year, which is kind of sad. I always wished I was a teacher because I'd actually have a summer vacation, but my summer's really the same. I cook for the same clients.
when you have your own business, you're never off, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel that
I'm
way.
never off ever. I mean, I could take off. That's the beauty of it. I could just say I don't want to work this week and
Go to a
take off,
farmer's
but-
market.
exactly,
Or hang out
But-
with Leo.
Exactly, exactly. So there is flexibility there, but then again, if I don't work, I don't get paid.
Right.
So,
I hear it.
so when I take off maternity leave, I'm not getting paid for my maternity leave. So last time, after I had my daughter Andy, I literally took off, I think, a week and a half, and then I was already back on my feet cooking.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Edible foods, but I
Yes, I've heard people eat like chalk or like plaster.
laundry. I get her to try to have hummus in those little
Exactly.
tiny.
God, she loved. Telling you, started from day
Yeah,
one,
ju-
and I'm
just
always
wait
in the
till
kitchen
she's, like,
cooking.
3.
So,
But my
She-
When she
kids
discovers chocolate.
so she last night I gave her a piece of chocolate cake, so I had a tiny bit left over from Shabbos, and then I was peeling a grapefruit for myself, and she threw the chocolate cake away and reached for my for my my
Good
grapefruit.
job, high five.
Nachas right there.
Yay, Andy. Yay,
So
Andy.
cute. I was so
Good
proud.
girl.
I'm
You know what?
telling ya.
My kids eat fish. My little one eats fish, and they always did because I introduced it early on
Right. That's
into the
key,
game.
I think, is introducing it early and also creating. That's what I do for my clients. I create fun dishes for kids. So instead of just giving a piece of salmon, let's say, you can make it into fun little fish sticks, like fresh salmon fish sticks, not the frozen.
Is that on
kind.
your blog?
That is not.
Okay, but so
But,
continue
but
to.
yeah, but pretty much you could just cut salmon into little strips and you season it with a little bit of garlic powder, salt, a little bit of pepper.
This
onion
is going to be our
powder.
What's for Dinner segment. You're going to wrap that.
Sure.
Our What's for Dinner segment sponsored by our friends at Gourmet Glatt. Okay, so go. So
Yeah, so just salmon, cut it in. You can really take any fish that'll stay firm and it's a little bit thicker. So I wouldn't really use like a trout or a
Not like a flaky fish.
you could use tilapia.
or a flat fish. I would
you could use the thicker portion of tilapia.
Tilapia is a
Or
little
even
bit thicker.
tuna.
Oh, don't even cook the tuna. Just eat it raw. My kids eat it raw.
Yeah, but this is really good with halibut. It's good with sea bass.
So
really
what
good with
seasonings would you
salmon.
put on?
I always do a little bit of paprika, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Those 2 spices. I wouldn't say they're my favorite spices because I just love them so much, but I use them in everything because they give so
Good stapled.
much flavor. Yeah, I go through them like crazy. I order like 3 or 4 at a time.
What are the big ones?
Yeah.
These, this size.
Okay,
They
she's holding
go.
up a foot.
Yeah.
Foot difference. Yeah.
So you just season it up, coat it with a little bit of egg, and then some breadcrumb. You can use some
Okay.
panko. I always usually mix the seasoned Jason breadcrumb with
Panko.
panko
I
because you
love
give
it.
crispiness and you give flavor
Coating.
from the Jason breadcrumb. So the combo of the 2 is amazing. And Parmesan is my obsession in the world. So there was some
They're
Parmesan.
making kosher parmesan.
Oh my god!
You saw
What do you
it.
mean they? Can I saw that. But
you
don't
see
they already
that?
have kosher parmesan?
But it's
I'm
not
sorry, it's-
Parmigiano Reggiano, which apparently is the authentic. It has to be from the region of Parma, I guess.
Oh, like champagne from Champagne.
Exactly.
Uh,
So it's
or
all-
Bordeaux from Bordeaux.
Right, so where it's
I'm
from,
going to talk
apparently.
to. We need to bring in Brent Delman for that cheese guy to talk
Yeah,
about that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I love Parmesan
Yep.
cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, and who was that just posted it on the
Someone is. It's been going all over.
Yeah.
I think Miriam also.
I
Wallach-
commented on it.
It's
I'm
on
getting
like
a million
a-
comments.
like a
Oh, so and so
foodie post
commented
or something
also.
like that.
Yeah, on the that's kosher. Danny Klein, his
about Parmesan cheese.
yeah, someone posted an article on there that was on Bloomberg,
Oh,
saying
no.
that the first kosher, authentic Parmesan cheese.
I think
is
we need to
making
follow
its
up with
debut.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should take a trip.
I think
Oh.
so
Parma.
too. That's a
To
good idea.
Parma. That will be
Love
our road
Parmesan
trip.
cheese.
So we let's go back to the fish and finish up the what's
Yeah.
for dinner segment. So
Yeah.
we've coated it, we've
Once you
spiced it,
coated
we've
it-
egged it, we've bread
Yep.
washed it, egg washed and breaded it.
Yep.
Oh, I said that funny. And then we
Put
baking
on
it.
some parchment paper
on a cookie
I
sheet.
spray the parchment paper with a little bit of Pam first.
Okay,
I
good.
use olive oil Pam, it's a little bit healthier.
Brilliant.
Spray the bottom so the bottom gets crispy as well. Put the fish on top, and then spray the tops of it. Bake it at like 400 degrees, maybe 20 minutes until the fish is firm and flakes. That's dinner. And then you can make like a healthy tartar sauce. You can make a spicy mayo if you want a spicy mayo. You can make a tzatziki sauce, which is yummy. You could do so many different things.
I love to get kids to eat fish and the family
Yeah.
to eat fish. Husbands.
Finger foods kids love. So when you put anything in like a little patty or in a nugget or make it fun for them where they could dip, and that's what I'm constantly doing for kids.
Interactive.
Yeah, making
Really.
it fun and enjoyable. Little meatballs they love. Yeah, constantly trying to find new ways to make healthy food fun and exciting.
Yeah, for the little ones.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
got it. So, okay, this has been a really great women's chit-chat group with two of the celebrity chefs that are out there. And this is what you've become. This is what it is in the kosher foodie world. And we're a microcosm of the big world. And you have big chefs out there, you know, in the non-kosher world. And now we've got our own, you know,
It's pretty
celebrity
amazing
chefs. And
what it's become. People are so into food lately. It's really
yeah,
exciting.
yeah, definitely.
It
I
is
think
awesome.
Alan
Their
Kornblum's
passion.
had a lot to do with that, with
Yeah.
his great kosher restaurant
Yep.
foodie group, and just Instagram and Facebook and the Pinterest, and it's so fun and it's so exciting.
Yeah.
And I, you know, for Shabbos I want something different. Or if I'm catering a dinner party, I'm thinking how I want to make tomato soup
Yeah.
shooters as an appetizer, but like a little bit above room temperature because it's summer outside. I'm like, how should I serve it? I go into Pinterest and look at other people's ideas.
Pinterest is, I live on Pinterest.
If I
Forget
figured out
about
how to
like,
use it.
Oh,
really?
yeah,
Oh
we'll
my
teach
gosh,
you.
I don't even use my cookbooks anymore because I'm just constantly on Pinterest searching for new different ideas.
If you like cookbooks, you're gonna love Pinterest.
oh my gosh, Pinterest is like
show you.
cookbooks and beyond.
Yeah.
Like it's always something new, which is so cool. Like cookbooks, they get old after a while, and you know the recipes, you made
Right.
them before. Pinterest, it's always something new.
Always something new. And
I
there is
love it.
always something new, a table for two. This is our hour is up, guys. I can't
Oh,
believe it.
thank
You
you,
guys
Wow,
all,
that went
all
quick.
come back because we
Yes.
got to, you know, do more chit chat. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by Abels and Hyman. We taste better. I should say that. We taste better. There you go. Stay listening to music right up until Lech Benching. I want to wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom and a great summer. And next week we got more fun stuff coming up. Take care. Good Shabbos.
Chavez.